the right hit music mix.
Crossway.
Let's go! The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
It's 2019, baby.
All the hits. One station.
Bringing you the best mix of the best music.
Nothing but the baddest and best music.
Broadcasting worldwide.
One hit at a time.
Music.
Online.
One station. Hit music. All the hits.
24/7 around the world. Non-stop. This is Crossway.
To sit down with Dionne Brown, a musical talk show with in-studio guest performers and interesting program features. Anchored by the man with many titles: musician, producer, actor, director, YouTuber, filmmaker. Well, the list is long because he's the man and more. So friends, Canadians, ladies and gentlemen, your Sunday midday fun starts here. Welcome to the Sit Down with Dionne Brown.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 27. We think. Episode 27, possibly, of the Sit Down with Dionne Brown. I'm your host, as always, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Dionne Brown. Joined, as always, of course, by the best co-host in all of the galaxy? All of the galaxy. The one, the only.
Regine Alaina. Good morning. Happy Sunday, fun day. I think Scott's getting jealous that I get to sing my name, so he decided to sing Scott Dionne Brown.
Yeah, did I sing it? I don't even know what I did. Every single show.
He's trying to copy me.
Every single show we start, and I'm like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do?
And I'm just like, Regine Alaina.
Yeah, you've figured it out. You've got your trademark.
Yes, I do.
And I've just got my cup of tea.
Now you told everyone what was in the mug.
Okay, well, this week it's tea. Oh, wow. How was your week, Regine?
It was good. You know, my birthday was on Tuesday, so it's just been a bunch of birthday celebrations.
Yep.
Yesterday we were at the fundraiser for Michaela, the Royal PJ party.
Yeah.
So if I look tired, it's because I've just been nonstop partying all week.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of your Instagram posts. That was awesome. It was a big fundraising event, and there was a celebrity there, I understand.
Yes. So as you guys know, when Michaela was here last week, she's like, "Oh yeah, May the 4th be with you. Bring out your Star Wars PJs."
So Star Wars Day was yesterday, May 4th.
And so what she did was to get me for my birthday was Darth Vader showed up with balloons and candy and just made an entrance, and I was like, "Oh, was not expecting that one."
He's a big deal. You haven't even seen.
I'm a big deal. Come on, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, Regine hasn't seen any Star Wars movies.
No, so I was just like, "Oh, okay, that's cool.
So
I know who you are."
Maybe she wasn't aware how famous Darth Vader is.
But Darth Vader bowed down to me.
Wow. So maybe now you're the leader of the Galactic Empire.
Not even the galaxy anymore.
The galaxy. She's also the leader of the Galactic Commander of the.
Whatever he said.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It was a good event though, right? Mm-hmm. It looked really cool.
But it was exhausting because I had my birthday party the night before, which you were at, and then I was at Michaela's, so
yeah,
it's a long weekend.
Long weekend.
And here we are.
And speaking of your birthday, we that was at Wilson's House of
Lechon.
Mm-hmm. That was tasty. What is it called when they bring the big giant thing out?
Kamayan, like the boodle fight.
Yeah.
So for those that are non-Filipinos and don't know what kamayan or boodle fight is, they basically lay out your food on banana leaves, and so you have rice, you got your seafoods, you got your pork, your chicken, your beef, whatever it might be. If you're vegetarian, they have vegetarian options, and you eat with your hands. So kamayan is eating with your hands.
Yeah, that was fun. I dove right in.
Yeah, he was the first one to take food, and the last one to take food.
I was unstoppable. It was really good. Mm-hmm. So thank you to Wilson's House of Lechon.
Yes.
For hosting the party.
And then we went to BIM next door.
Oh yeah, then we went to BIM next door. And
then we
sang
lost our
karaoke.
voice. Scott had a concert.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? Because we were passing around the microphone, and then suddenly the rest of the restaurant, nobody wanted to sing.
Because they heard Scott and Siggy, who was here before, start singing. So I started. I started off the night because Melvin, you'll meet him soon. Yep. He was like, "Oh, let's do Bakit Ba," and I'm like, "Sure, I memorized the song." So I started singing, and people were like, "Yeah, hey, we can sing along with her." So everyone else in the restaurant started singing. Scott and Siggy go up. No one else started singing.
Well, I mean, I
mind you, you hogged the mic the entire.
But it was only
night.
because like my song would end, and then other people, nobody else would go up, and then there's just quiet in the room. So I sang Bee Gees. There's some little snips on Instagram.
Can you do a preview?
I was actually I was.
No, you were more on point.
I surprised myself how that falsetto was pretty good. Anyways, good weekend.
It was a good weekend, and we're still continuing our weekend here on the sit down.
That's
with
right.
Scott
The party rolls on. So, Regine, should we start the show? Meet some guests.
Yes.
Okay. Well, before we begin, I guess we better acknowledge some people who make the show possible. One of whom is actually in the studio today.
Yes. Well, she's always in the studio.
That's true, but she's actually on the air today.
Yes.
Well, today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, of the Sit Down with Scott Dionne Brown is brought to you by our two executive producers. Regine.
Yes, Scott.
Do you want to find out what your home is really worth?
Sure.
Are you buying or selling a home?
I could be.
Then Jennifer C., Realtor at Home Life Culture Link, is here to help. Literally right here to help. You can call or text Jennifer today.
Not right now.
Not right now. Sometime in the next after 12 at 647-403-8887. Don't deal with just anyone. Speak to a professional. Jennifer C. at Home Life Culture Link. To see her current listings, visit homelifeculturelink.com.
Or you can call in and we can ask her if she has
We can do that too.
anything for you.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Jennifer. And our next executive producer, the Mortgage Godfather, is here to give you advice with any mortgage needs you may have. He will shop to find you the best mortgage. Nino Saimeka, mortgage agent. He will give you an offer you can't refuse. He'll give you an offer you can't refuse, Regine.
Mm-hmm.
Go to mortgagegodfather.ca for more info, or call 905-604-6955. Thank you to our executive producers. And if you would like to advertise on the show, please get in touch with us at radioshow@gmail.com. So thank you very much to our people, and let's get started on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some guests here.
Maybe they'd like to advertise on our show.
Maybe they would.
No pressure, guys.
No pressure. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Hang on, sorry.
But I've got a bio or an intro for our guests, so should I start to read that, I guess? Let's start with that. Let's see. So our guests today are all representatives from B2Bpreneur. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. Great. It is a non-for-profit organization founded by Janet Lim with the support of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce Toronto, or PCCT, based on the belief that parents and the community have a shared accountability in raising financially and socially responsible children. It promotes entrepreneurial thinking through workshops and events that allow children to develop business sense, gain financial literacy, learn valuable life skills, and appreciate the value of money.
Where were you guys when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Just saying.
It also teaches them social awareness and responsibility that should come hand in hand with entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. So let's give a warm sit-down welcome to B2Bpreneur. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
So thank you guys all for being here today. So why don't you guys just go around and just introduce
yourselves?
yourselves?
Let's start on this side.
Sure. So who do we have over here?
Hi, my name is Noreen, and I'm the director of program of B2Bpreneur.
All right. Sorry. Did we hear that?
Yes, we did.
Okay, good.
And what's your name?
I'm Zariah, and I'm a part of the B2Bpreneur, and I'm one of the kids that sell.
Wow. How about you? What's your name?
My name is Janet, and as Scott mentioned, I'm the founder of B2Bpreneur, so I'm happy to be here today.
Great.
Okay, my name is Rachel.
Closer to the mic.
Sorry. My name is Rachel. I am the B2Bpreneur's Chief Financial Operating Officer. I'm sorry.
Cool.
My allergies are
It's okay.
Early
It's
morning.
spring. It's spring. And what's your name, lady over there to the far left?
Hi.
Hello.
Who do we have here?
Well, I'm Jennifer C.
She's an executive producer of the show. So how are you a part of B2B?
Yes, I'm a strong supporter of B2Bpreneur because I see the value of it, especially for the young ones. It's never too early to start. So I sponsored them last year. And this year, Mika's going to be one of the... Yes, the exhibitor.
Mika. Yes, we're excited to have Mika.
Yes. Last year, she wanted to join, but there's a conflict of schedule.
I see.
So so she wasn't able to join. So this year she's joining.
She's excited.
So how does it work? So for people who don't know, so when you say she joins part of it, so what does it involve?
So we do have exhibit, a fair, a business fair. So it's almost like an exhibit of kids showcasing their products. And the products would range from arts to like any kind, like services.
So it's kind of like a science fair.
It's like a science fair, but geared more toward business. Yes.
Cool.
So last year was interesting because we had a little kid, 8 years old, and she was selling a kit, like a mental kit, like a mental health kit.
Okay.
Thing on how for kids to handle stress in school or in any circumstances. It was quite interesting. At a very young age, they can think of all these problems and solutions that that come with it. And there was also one kid who wrote a small book. So all the artistic creativity that they have inside, all came out. Zaraya here was one of our Bata-preneurs last year. We call them Bata-preneur from the Filipino word bata, which means child.
Scott.
And
Bata.
preneur.
Bata. Child.
Yes.
Scott, you're a bata.
Yes.
Don't forget.
Your word of the day.
Word of
Bata.
the day, bata. So Zaraya, she makes her own Filipino greeting cards.
Oh wow.
She can talk about her experience.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So my experience was really fun because I got to make my own products and sell them to others. And also I got to meet a bunch of amazing people there.
Cool. So each child comes up with their own business idea and then brings it. So every kid who joins will bring a thing. So how did you come up with your greeting card idea?
So I just came up with the idea because my aunt had a machine that you can personalize your own things. Okay. So I decided to make greeting cards.
Cool. So what are some of the greeting cards you created?
So some of them say like Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday in Tagalog.
So do you speak Tagalog or did you have to do your research?
I can understand it.
Okay. So she's better than Scott.
She's further ahead than me. But that's why we have our segment at the end to learn. So it's very cool. So so the whole idea behind the organization is to encourage like financial responsibility and to teach that at a young age. So what is something you find that what's a big problem that you find maybe people need to learn about financial literacy?
It's interesting. This was created, the whole thing was conceptualized because I have my own son. Like I have a son and I was
very successful.
Thank you. He's 16 now. He's not, he doesn't like to come, tag along with me anymore. But yes, when he was little, I would always be out there looking for activities that would help him enhance what he already knows, right? And sometimes you don't find things that would be application based. They're all theoretical. They're all teaching you what's this and that, but nothing that you can apply in real life.
Yeah.
So I was looking for that and I couldn't find anything. And then I came, I chanced upon a few people, and it wasn't successful in the beginning until, of course, the president of Philippine Chamber of Commerce, Tito Steve, was got really excited about the whole idea. And so we sat down, and in the beginning it was supposed to be like a one-time project of the PCCT, and then it progressed. It was born from there, and people just really supported it from the onset. And it was quite interesting. The reason that it has been gaining a lot of attention is for multiple reasons. Like in the Filipino community, of course, we don't have a lot of entrepreneurs, and we hardly have any entrepreneurs. I mean, compared to other cultures, right? So this is a good way, and I'm thinking now, like from last year's experience, I think this year we have to move forward to become more aggressive in training and making people aware that there is such a thing as a mindset forming. For at a very young age, kids can be taught that they can become their own boss. So we don't necessarily have to be employees all our lifetime. So so that's how it is, and of course. through promoting the activities and the programs that we have, I met a lot of people, and some of them are from the social work industry, and apparently there is a high dropout rate in the Filipino youths in Canada.
Huh.
And so I think that's where we can, come in and bridge the gap. Some people are just not, some kids are just not for school. They're not good in math, they're not good in science and all that, but they're very creative and they're very, entrepreneurial, and they have that business sense. So if we have a place for them to develop and at least be trained in a certain way through the professionals that we have in the Filipino community, we can help them succeed. And so I think we have that responsibility in the community in that regard.
Yeah. If I can add on to that, that's why I think it's a good project. Is because a lot of youth, after finishing high school, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, yes, like they go to first year university or college and then drop out to first year because they find that this
wasn't what they wanted. Yeah.
This is not for them. So by having this kind of program, it opens up opportunity at a young age to try to figure out, what do I really want to be? Like even Mika right now, right? She watched a lot of YouTube videos, right? A lot of online a game or vlogging or whatever.
She watch Scott?
Yeah, and I told her, okay, I'm giving you the time to explore because I know it's your generation. But while listening to this, watching to this, think, how can you use it in the future?
Yeah.
Is it something you can do, right? Or you can use by utilizing this time, your time, precious time, to do all these things, right? So at an early age, you kind of, give them idea and, see where they're at, like where they're going.
Yeah.
Right? Never too early, I think.
Yeah.
To find your passion.
Yeah, because kids need guidance.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they go to school, but ultimately at home and
they're playing video games. They're on the
and sometimes
computer.
parents don't have time to to guide them to the right direction, or they don't even know that their kids have certain talents that they can use towards something bigger.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. I think we have a shared responsibility, as an organization and the Filipino community as a whole. In fact, it's not just attracting Filipino communities; it's also attracting different cultural.
Is that why you went from Bata to B2Bpreneur to B2B?
Yeah, no. Actually, the name of the organization has always been B2Bpreneur.
Okay.
But the Bata to B2Bpreneur was the name of the event.
Okay.
And I think we want to continue.
I like that name though, because it is what you say it is. It's going from a child to a child entrepreneur.
That's correct. Yes.
So I like the whole Bata to B2Bpreneur.
Yes, right.
Can you say that 10 times fast?
Bata-Bata-preneur.
You forgot to
Bata.
Bata to Bata-preneur. Bata to Bata-preneur.
There you go.
But I can definitely see why it would appeal to a lot of people, because I don't think the real. I mean, I know when I was growing up, there wasn't really this push to think business-minded wise. You go to school, you learn, you do your math, you do your science class, you do whatever classes you're doing, but there isn't really this overarching idea of like, and here's what you should start to think about when like the idea of like starting your own business, or
that
like
was never looked at as a kid. Yeah.
And it's a weird thing because I think a lot of students, like you kind of go through the entire elementary school and high school kind of being told, okay, well, here's what you have to do. You have to do this assignment and then you'll get this grade. Do this assignment and you get this grade. And then suddenly you graduate.
You're like, what do I do now?
And it's like, okay, well, who's going to give me my assignment?
Yeah.
Right? And then the world is just like, well, there are no more assignments. Now you just go.
Yeah.
But there's nobody really saying, hey, this is your next step.
This is an option for
This is
you.
how you.
Yeah.
And it's really, I think it's a great what you're doing, because it encourages people to be independent, but just give us little pointers of like maybe ideas that maybe nobody even thought of or knew that was something that they could do.
That's right. Yeah. And so this year, what we're planning to do, because last year we were up in the air. It was like everything was new. Everything, it was overwhelming. All the attention that we're getting was really just too much. And we didn't really.
That's a good
have
thing,
time.
though.
Yes, it is a good thing. It is a good thing. It's just that we didn't have enough time to sit down and really focus on, on the direction. And so this year, this is what we're planning to do. We want to have a direction, like a really concrete plan on how we can proceed and help the kids progress and eventually become successful. So we will come up with quarterly workshops. So not just the annual business fair, we also will continue with the annual Christmas bazaar.
Oh,
we call it the Christmas market in our language. So we will continue to do that so that the kids will have a place to showcase whatever it is that they've learned throughout the year.
I want to go to that.
Yes, you should.
I'll do my Christmas shopping. I'm
should.
gonna buy your greeting cards.
Yes. And so we're going to have that. We're going to continue to have these annual events. But on top of that, we'll have the quarterly workshops, as I've mentioned. Nice. And we will invite professionals, successful people from the Filipino community. And not just the Filipino community. We'll also reach out to other communities as well, just to encourage and to share what they know, their knowledge and their experience to these budding entrepreneurs, and hopefully be their guide. And we'll have a whole lineup of things that that will be happening throughout the year and the years to come.
That's exciting.
Yes, it is very exciting. Rachel might be able to share some of that, some of those plans.
Sure.
Okay. So,
it's okay.
So the plans that we have this year is, as Jen mentioned, we will have a quarterly workshop, and at the same time we will have we also have the newsletters, which is we will also that will update what's going on with the B2Bpreneur, as well as, of course, we will use the newsletter to advertise our sponsors. So actually right now we are our fund is dependent on our sponsors. So we are we will be asking funds from Filipino communities and also the GTA communities. We will be asking funds from all our networks.
Cool.
Yeah.
So if people are interested in sponsoring your event, where should they get in touch with you guys?
They can email us at B2Bpreneur@gmail.com.
B2B. That's the letter B, the number 2, the letter B. Preneur, Preneur, @gmail.com.
Sounds like a spelling bee.
I know.
B2B.
I was like, don't make a mistake.
And also may I say the event for this year?
Absolutely.
Yes. So our B2Bpreneur event is on July 13 at Holy Eucharist Ukrainian Catholic Church, located at 515 Broadview Avenue, Toronto. So that's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Just for people who it's hard to drive downtown, so it's recommended to take the subway. Just get off at Broadview subway station and take the streetcar going south of Broadview.
Great.
But if they're driving, if they choose to drive, there's also the street parking available and a nearby school. And apparently we were told by the minister that during the weekends, people are welcome they're allowed
Even
to park
better,
there.
free parking.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
How was your experience doing B2B last year?
So last year it was really fun because the last event that I did was the Christmas event, and there was a lot of performances, and while I was selling, the community around was really fun to be around.
That's awesome. So were you able to customize cards on the spot, or?
No, I made them at home and then I bring them to the event.
That's awesome. Did you sell a lot?
Yeah.
And that's why you're here? Yeah.
So what would you say? What's something that a lesson maybe that you learned working with this organization?
So I learned that you shouldn't be nervous to talk to other people because they just want to buy your products.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
that
it's a
makes
good product that you have. Would you do custom cards if someone ordered ahead of time?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna order my Christmas cards ahead of time.
There you go.
And I'll put Regina.
You got a customer. You have a customer right there.
So how much are your greeting cards?
So I'm pretty sure they're $250.
That's not bad. If you go to Hallmark, a card is $3. So if you guys want to get your custom or your personalized greeting cards, where can they find you?
So on Instagram at Malikayan by Zariah and Gavin.
Malikayan by
Zariah and Gavin.
We're going to tag you in our Instagram page. So for all those viewers that are looking to find them, go to our Instagram and you will find her there.
Cool. Actually, I was going to try to find some way of segueing into an ad.
Go for it.
We're going to show some advertisers here. So this segment that we've just been conversing about is brought to you by Jewelry. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, and change watch batteries, all done on site.
What?
Or you can shop online. You don't even have to put on your pants.
Maybe you should.
Want to shop online? I mean, you could. I mean, well, it depends. If you're shopping online at work, if you're at work.
Now we know how Scott shops online.
Well, I think that's people shop online. If you're wearing pants at home,
So
I don't know
what's the point of being at home. At
www.jewelryforever.ca, where you can get free shipping with any orders of $149 or more. Jewelry Forever, a fantastic advertiser here on the show. When you go in,
tell Jerry we say hello.
Hello, Regine and Scott sent you.
Yes.
Also, it was brought to you by Intercontinental Consulting Services for Immigration and Settlement in Canada. Find out how you can live, work, and study in Canada. Visit icscanadaimmigration.ca. Come to Canada, immigrate, work, study, or visit. Contact them today for a free assessment.
Yeah, come to Canada and get your children into B2B.
There you go.
That's right, yes. I got you guys, don't worry.
And once again, if you do want to advertise on the show, hit us up at radioshowad@gmail.com. So we're back with B2Bpreneur. So the event was coming up. Give me the date again one more time. It was
July 13th, Saturday,
July 13th. So if your child wants to sign up, are you still taking applications and everything?
Yes, definitely. We are accepting applications. We can send them the application forms. Actually, the poster is coming up really soon, this week, so that we can advertise full blast.
We will advertise full blast.
That's right. For you. Yes, and before the actual event, we are hosting an orientation day. Actually, 2 orientation days, and Noreen can talk about those.
Oh yes, please.
So we want to invite everyone.
Hang on, I feel like. Keep talking. Tap your mic, actually. Yeah, I don't think it's on, is it? Try now. There she is. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So we want to invite all the kids, moms, dads, lolo, lolas, and titas and titas.
Yeah, get them to pay for it.
Oh yes. You can bring your neighbors' kids as well. Bring them to our orientation. It will be on June 9 and June 30th, both Sundays, from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. at Oriental Center at 4438 Shepherd Avenue East. So for more information, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter. Or call Janet.
Or call me.
Great.
What's your phone number?
416-732-4822.
There you go. So the idea is like, so if a kid is interested in signing up, so does the kid want them to have sort of their own business idea, and then
yes, it's preferable. Yeah. So essentially, what happens is, what we're trying to do is to get them to be involved in their own business. So be it creating your own product or services, or taking over your parents' business, you know.
Oh, is Mika going into real estate?
Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe later. But it's funny because we started planning. So I am, because every business,
because her mom is an entrepreneur.
You need funding, right? So I told her, I'm your lender. I'll lend you money, right? Write it down, accounts payable, and then you pay me as you make money. And then she wrote it down. So it's a good, because it's a good hands-on program for kids, how to run a business.
So speaking of money, is there a cost to sign up for this?
Just for the booth.
Okay.
So it's $25 for the table, but if you're tagging along a friend or a sibling, it's an additional $10 maximum.
How old is the age range?
Last year we had a range of 6 to 18, but this year we're going to make it different. So this year we're going to have a junior division and a senior division. So junior would be 8 to 12, and then senior would be 13 to 18.
Sorry, Scott, you don't make the cut.
I could probably use some tips.
We can make an exception for you.
Okay, good.
And the reason we're doing that is because the younger kids are just, finding their way, just learning and understanding, or not even understanding, just getting it in their mind that there is such a thing.
Yep.
But the older kids are more ready. Sometimes, in high school, they're being taught to do this and that. In my son's school, they actually have some kind of an entrepreneurial class.
Well, that's good.
So they're, some kids are more prepared than others. But it's really the whole process. Actually, I've developed this metamorphosis, is what I call it. It's a journey of our Batapreneur. So from a young kid who wants to become a Batapreneur, we will then help them go through the mentorpreneur process, which means that we will tie up with certain business people with the same business line as the kids. So it's like mentorship for the but the kids who are older, the 13 to 18 years old. And then these kids who have been mentored will eventually, they can
become
shadow.
the mentors?
They can, yes, they can become the leadpreneurs later on, and they can shadow the younger kids, the junior division.
Oh, that's cool.
So that they can slowly become ready.
It's a full circle.
It is a full circle, and eventually we're hoping that these kids, these Batapreneurs, will eventually become their own chiefpreneurs, which means that they can become their own CEOs, of their own companies or big corporations. Whatever they choose to do, it's the readiness of becoming, or at least having that business sense and be ready to face the world.
So where were you again when I was a kid?
I don't know. I might be in high school then.
Well, no, it's so valuable, the idea of it, because I'm even thinking or myself, or like even other people I know,
I told you didn't make the cut.
But like people who are so say artists, for example, right? Like when somebody wants to be, and it almost doesn't even matter what. If you want to be a singer, you want to be a painter, you want to be whatever thing you want to pursue, right? There's the one side of it as an artist, you're thinking about, how do I get good at my skill? So if you're a singer, you're practicing your singing, you're practicing your songwriting. But anytime you want to have any success in whatever you choose, the entire side of kind of figuring out how to monetize it, how to build it into something that can actually be sustainable, that's an entire other skill set that I think most people don't even know where to find the information on.
That's correct.
Yes. So it's still something I was struggling with for the longest time.
He still is.
For years, even just like when I started playing in bands and you're writing songs and you're playing gigs, but it was many years later when I kind of realized, there's an entire side of this that it's not really related to music at all. It's just running a business.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
And it's something what you guys are doing, it's really valuable.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Cool.
And this is why we're really hoping that the Filipino community, at least as a starter, will go hand in hand with the whole process and the whole journey of this Batapreneur, because I think it's really valuable to every family in that regard.
Are you guys open to other provinces, or are you just
yes,
saying,
yes. It's funny that you mentioned that, because since last year we've been getting a lot of interest from other communities, other organizations in different provinces, in fact even in the US. So this year we are slowly going to push forward with the plans. And starting off with Winnipeg, we have
There's a lot of Filipinos in Winnipeg.
Yes. So we're doing one. I think the name of the event is Paskong Pinoy.
So Christmas, Filipino
Christmas. And the person, the contact person, is going to have the Batapreneur segment within that event. And also in Maryland, we are working side by side with the contact person there as well. So Yeah, so it looks
you guys
like
are
this year-
expanding
yes,
really
we
fast.
Are, we
It's
are.
amazing.
Yes.
Well, I can see. I mean, it makes sense that there must be a hunger for that type of thing everywhere.
I think it's high time that we have something like this, especially now that the Filipinos this generation now. We are the second largest immigrants in Canada. And this year we are officially celebrating June as the Filipino Heritage Month. So I think it's about time that we unite as a community and train our next generation, because if we don't, no one's going to.
They're going to be all on their phones and their
That's
iPads.
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So we will continue with our vision of building the next generation of empowered entrepreneurs with a heart. And we say that because we want the kids to learn how to become a business person, but at the same time become responsible in the sense that we have our obligation to Mother Nature. And so it's not just about making money, it's about sustainability, it's about preserving our environment. And so we are working hand in hand with other organizations as well, so that they can teach the kids, our Batapreneurs, to become responsible individuals.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Very cool.
So are we going to this event? Yes.
We should.
If you guys want to be on the radio, we can teach you how. Well, he can.
Yes.
No, you can too.
If you want to learn how to do pageants.
That's right. Call Regine.
That's also a business, coaching.
It is.
It is.
Right?
It
Like
is.
coaching.
It is my business.
Yes.
Contact me, guys.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that I like about this whole thing is it's that it's teaching people just to think in a business-minded way. It's that you might have a skill, you might have a talent, you might have something that you're really passionate about, but maybe you don't know that could be something that you could turn into a career.
Exactly.
Right?
That's exactly what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it's
because
important, right?
that's right, and especially with the Filipino community, I've spoken to a lot of families, kids, and parents and whatnot. They all have this mindset, and the parents, especially of the older generation, they want you to become a nurse, or a doctor, a dentist, or
an accountant,
a lawyer. But sometimes
that's my whole family right there.
Right, yes, but sometimes the kids are not programmed that way. They can't go to university. They just can't do it. But they're good at other things. So if we show them that there are options in life, it will motivate them to do better and become more successful in the future.
It's important for parents too, to get their kids to have an activity like this or program like this. I don't know if everybody knows, I have 3 kids
and 2 grandbabies.
Yes, and 2 grandbabies. One is already 30 years old, and Mika is 12, which is a lot.
Age.
It's okay. All right, but the way I raised.
I didn't do it, Nicole.
Now you exposed what I was talking about.
Oh, sorry, Nicole. Anyway, the way I raised Nicole, which is our first child, and the way I'm raising Mika, I'm still learning.
That's
With
right.
Nicole, I gave everything. She wants to go out, I give her money, right? Everything, because it's my responsibility as a parent, which I was brought up the way I was brought up. But now Mika is different.
She's different.
Because I'm learning as I go. We never stop learning, right? And the generation is changing.
That's right.
So if, like Mika today wanted to go out with her friends to go watch a movie. And yesterday she said, Mom, what can I do for you? I need money tomorrow. I need a job.
Mika, I have a lot of stuff that you can do.
I gave her my receipts to take a picture, because there's an online thing now.
Yep.
Take a picture of my receipts. It registered to this online thing, and she goes online and itemize each receipts.
She did that all this morning?
You know, I'm so surprised. Like, kids are very smart.
They are.
Like, I gave her instructions, right? And I thought it's going to take her hours to do
But
it.
Mika
right?
is really smart.
She is so fast that he's like, Mommy, I'm done. How much do I make? I can't give her an hourly rate because she did a 10-hour job in 2 hours.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing is because kids today, right, they're growing up with computers. So if you're like kind of an adult now, you realize that kids are way ahead of you.
Oh, they are. They are.
They've been handling, keyboards since they were in the womb.
Yeah.
So
and like what Jennifer said, we have to, as parents, we have to grow with the times. It's the kids are different now. Our style, our parenting style should also change. There is no manual to be a perfect parent and how to become a perfect parent. It's a trial and error process. So you just do what you can best, but at the same time, you have to listen to your kids as well. We cannot dictate to them what we want them to be because they pretty much know what they want to be. So what our role is as parents would be to guide them and give them all the tools so that they can become empowered, right? And eventually become successful individuals. And that's our ultimate goal as parents.
Some financial literacy.
And speaking about parents, should we start a new advertiser?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got your segue there.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah. Let's take a very, very short. Well, it's a commercial break, but it's not really a break because I'm just going to start reading some ads. But this segment we just talked about was brought to you by Beautified by Romina.
Hey, it's me. Look, guys.
So, Regine, I think you know a thing or two about this advertiser.
Yes. So, Beautified by Romina, not only is she my mom, but she is also an internationally trained hair and makeup artist. She actually went to the Philippines and learned how to do makeup. And, of course, she has the best model in the whole galaxy.
Whole galaxy.
So if you want, she is mobile. So she can go to you. You can come to her. She is located in Mississauga. But again, she can go all around the GTA. Yesterday, she was at Michaela's event. She's usually with Canada Top Choice. You can reach her at 416-473-6089 or email her at rcdasig, that's DASIG, at yahoo.com, or follow her on Instagram and Facebook, Beautified by Romina.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
She did my makeup at the sit-down concert when I had just come back from vacation.
With a burnt
my nose was burnt and bright red.
Yeah.
And she made me look human again.
Yeah, well,
which was
she
nice.
she does custom foundations as well, and so she's really good at matching your undertones, your skin tone. If you have any pigmentation that you want to cover up, she's great at that. So if you see any of my pictures, like the one on her business card, and you like them, hit her up. Beautified by Romina.
Yeah, she makes my
custom blend.
Custom blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good. Highly recommended.
And see, that's not just me saying it, so it must be true.
And it was also brought to you by Cecile's line dance class. First established in 1998. They have incredibly fun classes for all ages, 3 times a week. Jennifer, you're part of them, right?
Yes.
They were there yesterday.
Yes, I really enjoy her class because I don't feel like I'm exercising. Like it's all fun.
Because you're just dancing the whole time, and suddenly you've had you've been exercising constantly for an hour, and you've just been having
That's right.
you've just been partying.
Yes.
They were dancing yesterday at Michaela's event, the Dynamic Divas.
There you go.
Rachel used to join the
Oh, awesome.
So you know Cecilia.
Yes.
Well, they've got classes 3 times a week, every Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at BIM TV, 361 Wilson Avenue, Toronto. Thursdays from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at JC's Banquet, 1686 Ellesmere Road, Scarborough, or every Sunday from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at the Filipino Center, 4395 Shepherd Avenue East. Call 647-215-3013 for more information. Cecile's line dance class. Line dance with a twist. So we're back once again with B2Bpreneur. So I guess as we're getting towards the end of the show, so what's one thing that you would probably like people to know about your organization? If there was one thing. I mean, we've been talking about it the whole time, but I just threw that out there because I wasn't sure what else to say.
How would you encourage the kids to join?
So I would encourage the kids to join if they have something that they really like to do or like to make. I would suggest them to make a business out of it.
And that's coming from one of the B2Bs.
There you go.
She went from bata to bata-preneur real quick.
I know, she's so good. How old are you?
I'm 11.
Wow. And she's running her own business. She's running her own business at 11. What are you doing?
What were you doing at 11?
That's very cool. So what were some other cool ideas that you saw, like that other business ideas that kids brought?
It's interesting because most of the products that were there were market ready.
Wow.
Like there was, I'm not joking. I was surprised myself. there was one kid who was making pins, and she was actually making it from scratch, right? And she told me the process. So it was like a special paper, you draw on it, and then you bake it, and then they become pins. And it was really amazing. It's just, and then there was one other person using polymer, like a clay.
Okay.
And she was making like a macaron, necklace, pendant, and all sorts. And it was brilliant. My son Marcus made organic lemonades. So he was using organic lemons, organic sugar,
organic water.
Water, yes, and it's called the alkaline water. So it tasted so really good. And he was also using recyclable products and paper straws.
Wow.
So
it was fun. I went to their Christmas bazaar. Is it Christmas bazaar?
Christmas bazaar, yes.
Yeah, a Christmas bazaar, and I ordered from one of their vendors my gift to all the secretaries in the office. It's a chocolate. What do you call it? Complete ingredients. So chocolate. They have marshmallows. They have whatever made out of. They make a reindeer out of it, or
definitely Christmassy.
So it's made by Mark, Marissa's son from JDL.
Okay.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah. So some of the products are not necessarily made by the kids, but they were
inspired by the kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are lots of ways to do business, right? Like, not everybody who has a business is making their own thing. Sometimes it's just a matter of, bringing that thing to market, finding a way to
like
do
bringing
it.
these mugs to market.
Yes.
Oh,
where can they order them?
teespring.com/thesitdownmug, by the way.
There you go.
I think the most important thing is for parents to support their kids. Ultimately, that is what we want to do as parents, right?
Yep.
Just to make sure that our kids are happy doing the things that they love to do.
Sure.
What they're passionate doing. We can't force what we want for them to do.
Yep.
But if they find that special place in their heart, and we support them, they will blossom. The kids will really blossom.
For sure.
Well, the thing I like about it is that you're supporting the kid, but you're also, because I know parents, they don't want their kid to do something that will be almost like a waste of their time, or like going without any direction. But what this almost does is, and like there's nothing wrong with being a nurse or a lawyer,
That's
any of those things.
Yes.
But there are lots of ways to make money.
That's right.
And so if a kid has an idea or a dream, at least you guys are sort of giving them the tools that, this is how you could do it, as your own business, as your own, as a job.
Go ahead. I think I have to follow up. I have to say something as a follow-up to my comment about parents wanting their kids to be nurses and all these. And like you said, Scott, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that there are a lot of people that I spoke to who are nurses and doctors and whatnot who don't really like what they're doing, so they end up baking and selling stuff.
My parents.
Right? So what I'm trying to say is you can skip that part and just go straight to what you love doing and be successful, equally successful.
It's the option.
It is the option. It's
that
giving
you
them
don't
the
know
option.
that's there.
It's almost like you're sending a message out to people who, like, maybe those people who ended up in those careers, they didn't realize there was another option, or they didn't realize they had a choice, or they didn't realize that there are tools and there are things that you can do.
Yes, especially now. Everything is, everything is out there. So there is no reason for any child to fail, really.
So how did you hear about B2B?
So my mom told me about it.
How did your mom hear about B2B?
Somebody told me about it.
Word of mouth.
Noreen was the very first mom who sent the application by mail, complete with check and everything. And she has been really on board. Like, she's been invested on Zariah's success from the beginning, from day one.
Okay, so with that, you being a parent of a child that was a part of it, how was your experience? Because I'm sure the parents are probably, it sounds stressful.
Yes.
So how was it for you?
It was amazing. It was not just for her, it's actually for the whole family. I'm all about supporting, empowering my kids, and this B2B program is really fit. It does fit her and the younger brother's needs.
So is your brother part of it now too?
Yeah.
He's been part of it.
Wow, it's gonna be a family business.
It's a family business.
That's so cool. So
And Zaraya, you have to mention that some of the part of the proceeds go to a certain charity.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
where did they go to?
So they go to Smile Train Philippines, which it gives we give
Free surgery for cleft lip and palate.
Oh, that's awesome.
For underprivileged kids in the Philippines. So everything that she made last year for the first event, we donated it to Smile Train.
Oh, that's so
Philippines.
nice.
Yes.
See, if you guys want to get your cards, go to her. Just do it. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. Again, where were you when I 20 years ago?
We're here now.
Well,
still be
we don't
here
make the cut.
We'll wait for your baby.
It's a long time from now.
So once again, if you'd like to either attend the event to get some awesome, cool products, or if you have a child who'd like to be involved, look up B2Bpreneur, right? So on Facebook, they're on Facebook,
Yep.
or on
Yes.
Twitter, Instagram. So
B2Bpreneur.
B2Bpreneur, B2Preneur, Preneur, B2Bpreneur. Well, there's one segment left, our segment, and it's a segment that we do every week on the show. So, like people don't know, there's a fairly large Filipino audience on this show, but there are many Filipinos, like myself, for example. I'm half Filipino, who maybe were born, raised in the Western world. Maybe you don't speak Tagalog very well, or at all, maybe. So, how do we remedy this problem? Well, we have a segment every week where we learn one phrase of Tagalog, so that we can all, one phrase at a time, become fluent. And a segment I like to call
Dun, dun, dun.
Learn Tagalog with Scott Dion Brown. So, Jennifer,
Yes.
I think you have a phrase for us.
Yes, I've been thinking. Okay, this is what I thought of, but I might need help here because I've been thinking, how do you translate that in English the better way? Maybe Ryan can help too. Where's Ryan?
We always
Ryan,
call
come
on
over.
Ryan.
Okay.
While we
so-
call on Ryan, make sure you go on to iTunes, Spotify, X, Y, and Z.
Oh yeah, Ryan, our producer. We're gonna have him on the show as a guest soon, but he's just come out with a brand new single.
Mm-hmm.
What's the what's it called?
Ikaw na nga.
Ikaw na nga.
It's available.
That's the phrase of the
It's
week.
you.
No kidding.
It's you or something.
Ikaw na nga. Fine, it's
If you're
you.
looking for someone, you found.
it's you.
that
I guess it
someone.
depends on how you say it. Like, ikaw na nga. Fine. Just
So look,
No choice.
so find that. It's by Ryan Orlando. Look it up. It's on iTunes, Spotify, all of the social. What am I saying? Social media. All of the music platforms. You can find it.
So buy it, support it, love it, listen to it.
So what is our phrase of the week?
Okay, the phrase is, it's never too early to save.
It's never too early to save. So how do we say this?
Ryan.
It's never too early.
Walang.
Hala kayo. You picked the sentence.
Hindi huling mag-ipon. Yes.
There you go.
Ano?
Say it
Hindi
again.
huling mag-ipon.
Wala, hindi.
Walang-
Hey viewers, help us.
I don't know.
Walang maaga sa pag-iipon. There you go.
That was like word for word.
Walang
Maagang oras or something, right?
Yeah.
Walang
O panahon.
Walang maagang-
Walang maagang panahon
panahon.
para
mag-ipon.
mag-ipon. There you go. I
That's
was
a
like,
team effort.
I'm losing it, eh?
I know.
That's why this segment is very good.
Walang maagang panahon para
Mag-ipon.
mag-ipon.
Yes. That's
Walang
good.
maagang panahon para mag-ipon.
Why are you always singing?
And can I just say something?
Of course.
The national language is called Filipino, not Tagalog. Tagalog used to be, but now it was changed in 1986.
So
and the
like-
reason for that change is because they want the integrated languages, like some Japanese, some English, and some Spanish, to be incorporated in the Filipino
Got it.
context.
So the
Tagalog
national language
was-
of the Philippines
is Filipino.
Filipino.
Yeah, Tagalog is a dialect.
Yeah.
And it used to be for a long time.
Okay,
used
got
to
it.
be.
Yeah,
So-
that's true. That's true because there's
Yes.
Ilocano, there's
That's right.
some.
You know what I
other
saw?
dialects.
There's a YouTube channel that I follow, and the girlfriend is Filipino, the boyfriend is not. And they did a whole day or a whole episode of her only speaking to him in Tagalog, and he had to, or Filipino, and he had to like try to figure out what she was saying. We should do a show where I speak to you in Tagalog and you have to be like, I don't know what you're saying.
We can try it. So I'm glad you actually told us that because I never knew that.
A lot
I mean,
of
I guess
people
it
don't know about it. Yeah, even
1987.
86 is when they changed it.
So they just changed it.
Recently.
Just like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you know, probably why don't I know that? Well, my parents would have. My mom came to here before
When they were,
1986.
yes, definitely,
So
yeah.
maybe so that's a little public service announcement for all the Filipinos who left the Philippines before 1986.
Yep.
Yeah, we
The
should
national
educate
language.
the Filipino community
The national
that
language
it
is
is
now Filipino.
not Tagalog.
So if you know how we say it, Tagalog English is Taglish, would it be
Finish.
Finnish?
I think that's already a language. They speak. What language do they speak in the Philippines? They actually speak Finnish. You know that? They speak Finnish.
I
over
speak
there.
Taglish, so what would you call that?
Yeah. But some of the English words are incorporated now, like
Yeah.
nagtetext.
Yeah.
So you can't change it. There's no Filipino word for texting, right?
Yeah.
So you incorporate.
That makes sense, yeah.
You welcome it, and this is why the whole Filipino
They change it.
language
But it's
changed.
still
Mind blown.
I think it's still
Yes.
acceptable, but it'll take time for everybody to
Especially
just say,
for-
okay, just
And I
Filipino
think,
instead of Tagalog.
yeah, and I think because Scott made a good point there that your parents arrived way before 1986. Because I knew about this because I was in university in 91.
But my parents were
So-
still in the Philippines at
92,
that point.
sorry, I'm lying.
Right,
92.
Mom? You were still in the Philippines at that point.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I was.
Still listening, yeah. So there you go. So everybody, just remember, please, walang maagang panahon para magipon.
What does that mean, Scott?
It's never too late to save.
Never too early.
It's never too early
To save.
to save.
Yes.
So this was a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So where
be-
can they
yeah.
find you guys?
For now, the email would be the best, B2Bpreneur@gmail.com or 416-732-4822. The website that we're using right now is still www.bata, B-A-T-A, number 2, B2Bpreneur, BATAPreneur.com. But we'll be changing that shortly to B2Bpreneur.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
So B2Bpreneur is the best place to find
Yeah.
it. Great.
And
yeah.
of course, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Great.
So we'll tag you guys in all of our social media platforms, so
please.
you guys
Thank
can
you.
find them. If you are a child tuning in, because we know there's a lot of you, or if you have a child that is tuning, if you have a child that you would like to join, look out for our post on all social media.
B2Bpreneur. Thank you guys so much for being
Thank
here.
you for having us.
Where can they find you, Scott?
You can find me online at youtube.com/scottdionbrown. And
You got one new subscriber, guys.
I got a couple. I'm at like 9. When I checked, I was at 977.
Oh no!
So close.
Getting there.
We're almost at 1,000 subs, and when we get there, Regine and I are going to sing a duet in Tagalog.
No, Filipino.
In Filipino, yeah. We're gonna sing a duet in Filipino, which is cool. I actually got to hear your voice a little bit singing karaoke on Friday, so that's that was a little preview for me. So now I know, okay, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be pretty good.
I'm gonna unsubscribe when he does it.
We'll sing 1,000 subs. YouTube.com/scottdionbrown. Regine,
Yes, Scott.
where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at itsreginealaina, itsreginealaina. On Instagram, I am, I can announce this now, I am officially running for Ms. Galaxy Toronto 2020. So if you want to find and follow my story, because first runner-up isn't good enough for me, I still want the crown, you can follow me on Instagram.
Yay!
There you go.
If you want to sponsor me and join Team Regine, then you can hit me up on Instagram.
It's Regine Alaina
Yes.
on Instagram. So
Where can they find you, your business?
On Instagram at Malakayan by Zariah and Gavin.
How do you spell that?
Malikain means creative.
How do you spell it?
Malikain.
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 Kayan by
Zariah and Gavin.
Zariah.
How do you spell Zariah?
Zariah.
You got that? Go follow
And is
her.
it like and as an AND?
Yeah.
Zariah and Gavin. Malakayan by Zariah and Gavin. Get some cards and come to the event coming up. where you can get
Mother's
more.
Day is coming up. Go get your cards.
There you go.
How do you say Mother's Day in Filipino? We'll figure it out next
Kasi
week.
kaarawan ng mga ina.
nanay,
O
diba?
nanay. Kaarawan.
We'll learn next week because next week is Mother's Day.
Yes.
That's right. Well, everybody, this is a great show. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
we love
you
what you're
for
doing.
coming.
All the best for you. And
Good luck, Mika.
Yeah, good luck, Mika.
Yes.
And thank all of you for tuning in. We so appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed the show, let us know in the comments down below. Or you can find us on all the social medias, the Sit Down Radio Show on Instagram, Sit Down Scott on Twitter, or the Sit Down Radio Show on Facebook. And
on YouTube.
Let us know. Yeah, or use the hashtag Sit Down Crosswave. That's Crosswave with a K. If you'd like to give us your comments or have any questions or any of that stuff.
And buy a mug.
And get a mug, teespring.com/scottdionbrown.
Oh, you guys can actually find Scott and I next week at the Markham Art. What is it called?
That's right, on Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we will both be the hosts of an event happening at the Aneen Community Center in Markham Saturday. I think from 11 to 5 or something like that.
Fun fact, guys, they hired both of us separately. Not realizing.
Yeah. But you know, you're getting well, this show's live. It'll be a live in-person show. Lots of performances. I think I'm going to be singing a song or two as well.
Yes.
So, good times. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week on The Sit Down with Scott Dionne Brown and
Regine Alaina. See you guys next week.
Bye.
That's it for today, folks. The Sit Down with Scott Dionne Brown. If you think 60 minutes is not enough, well, you better catch us again next week, because it is not just about music or pure talk. It's your weekend pastime. And witness the next worthy of your time episode of the program right here on Crosswave Radio. The Sit Down with Scott Dionne Brown.